Rhoda, Chapter 7 by Timothy Kimmel Jr. Woo 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 woo. Rats. Rhododendron, they're like huge rats, except with hands that dig in the dirt, and they're a lot cleaner. Although they'll eat anything, they're vegetarians for the most part. They love roots. They show affection by biting their family member or lover, and it's like a bite of love. It's a love bite because the subsequent bitten rhododendron squeals in pleasure and pain and delight all at the same time. It's almost embarrassing, although I'm not embarrassed, and yet it's a really endearing sound, kind of like laughter or watching people hug. April 8th, 2026. I've been being held hostage by these rhododendrons for like 6 months now. They hold me hostage for food. I peed around my campsite, so it's a dominant stint around here. They're holding me hostage for that as well. Protection against other animals like dogs, humans who love the taste of rhododendron because they taste like chicken. They are in the rodent family. They're not rats, though. They're like huge sewer rats, except with little hands that leak. If they were people, they would keep their little hands well manicured and probably wear see-through fingernail polish of some kind, like diamond polishing or what have you, clear polishing, to where it's just like hardens the nails, but it's not all. Yeah, sometimes I bet they bling them out with little stickers and things like that. Rhododendron are the little badasses of the forest. Like, they might not want fights, which is why they hide behind my pea ring, my pea of protection, my golden stream that keeps them from being consumed by other animals, because they taste just like chicken. That's why the humans hunt them. They might think it's hick but you know, the fact of the matter is they do taste like chicken, like most other animals. I shouldn't say that because literally I'm representing them with this story. They probably don't want to be eaten by hicks. Although, you know, they are very, very, how should we say, cultured, civilized. They eat their dead, is what I'm saying. And when they eat their dead, they become their dead, except still alive. It's like a way of remembering your parent or your relative or your friend, and having a piece of them live on in you and pass on. And then, of course, it becomes a piece of dirt that they're very well bathroom trained, so they just mix in their waste with dirt and then toss it out their little hole right on my head. And then at night, if I don't eat all my meal, I wake up with it gone. Even my coffee. I made some good quote unquote bio coffee one time, but it's not the, you know, dangerous kind or equivalent, supposedly. I mean, let's just say I put all the good substances in there, and I try to leave the toxic ones out, but it probably wouldn't make too much of a difference. A little bit of toxicity might not necessarily be bad, but I'm not trying to rep that right here. What I'm saying is stay healthy and informed. Rhododendrons, they love that stuff. I left it on my because I cooked it with chicken, right? So I left it on my pan with the rest of my chicken. I expected them to eat the chicken. What can I say? I'm a kind guy. They like it when you leave it, but like, you know, they don't want you to leave it for them. They want to steal it instead. But anyway, I guess I shouldn't have taken the fun out of it for them. So they stole the bio coffee instead. It was like, but to be fair, it was floating on a bunch of cooking oil that had been cooked in chicken. It was probably delicious. My point being, these rhododendrons are intense. Shh, Rhoda, be quiet. I mean, Timothy, don't tell her to be quiet. My bad, Rhoda. That's rhododendron. My accent's a little thick and heavy, but I try. Squeak, squeak 'em. Anyway, the story is really about Rhoda and how she overcame her fear of the dark and big Mack truck monsters. And yet, all the little quirks of rhododendrons. I mean, technically, they're just like my friends. I mean, Rhoda had a bunch of kids. So, like, I kind of help raise them. I'm like their babysitter. I help babysit bears too. Except I worm those bears instead of like shooting them or like being scared of them. And they quit bothering my campsite after that. Bears mimic people. So, like, especially the younger ones, they're basically just trying to be all friendly and stuff. And you might think that you're hearing people, but they're just a bear mimicking people. So, like, they can eat you one day. And if you run into one in the dark, you might think it's like a high school kid or a little kid with a sweatshirt on and give it a hug or something accidentally because you ran into it. But it's really a bear. Like, you say, oh, shoot, I didn't see you there. And you're just glad it's a person. So you give them a hug like, oh, my bad. It turns out to be a bear. These kinds of things happen all the time. You basically just, hopefully, they don't eat you. And yet, there aren't a lot of stories of this happening. But when they do find dead people, usually that's what happened. They ran into what they thought was a child or a big kid in the dark. We're all scared and freaked out, and then gave them a hug reflexively, and then the bear kills them because they think it's being attacked, supposedly, is their theory. But anyway, my rhododendrons are really calm. They just hold me hostage for food and stuff. You know, kind of like cooks at like homeless shelters. Really good cooks. They just feel obligated to stay and cook for people because they're feeding hungry people, and all of a sudden they're being held hostage by those hungry people, which are just a bunch of homeless bums. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about that other really good cook. Needless to say, rhododendrons, they might not tell me I'm a good cook, but they do love the food I keep lying around. Well, and the cereal too. Cereal is food to me.